Hi, y'all. I need to get more organized. I'm a little late today. Thought I had everything in order. Get my Diet Coke out of the camera screen. I thought I had everything in order, and I did not. I had a plan in my brain, and sometimes the plans in your brain don't work. And today was one of those times. Here, let me put my face up top. There we go. Hi, Connie. Hope you're doing well today. I am doing magnificent, except I get so stressed when I'm late. Hi, Kim from Florida. Thanks for joining. Where at in Florida, Kim, are you from? Hi, Donna Pollock. How are you? Our project today is a interactive card. And I got that idea from Mary Gunn of Mary Gunn Fun of Fun University. I'm part of a group called Fun University, and you all should go check it out. It's a subscription service, but she gives tons of content on scrapbooking and card making, and I learn a lot over there. So if you're interested in that, but she is doing for the month of October interactive cards, and I watched one of the lessons last night, and I thought, oh, we've got to do an interactive card today. I'm not doing the one that she did. I'm doing a different one because I wanted to use the stamp set, and it was kind of perfect for the stamp set. So let me get my business out of the way. I said to you guys on Monday, if you're local to me, that my retired product sale, and I made a poster here, but don't you know? There it is. I've rescheduled it. There was some scheduling conflicts with the event room that I was going to use, but now we are good to go for the following Monday. It's going to be on October the 19th from 2 to 7, like an open house or garage sale. It's up in Gladstone, Missouri, north of the river, but I am getting rid of a lot of older retired products that have been stacking up. I have brand new packs of designer series paper and cardstock. I have, just a plethora of, I'll put a bundle together of different beautiful papers. I have lots of ribbons. So if you're local, stop by on Monday the 19th for that sale. If there's anything left, I'll probably determine how I can do it online. Hi, Mattia. Am I pronouncing that correctly? I hope so. Let me know if I'm not. And Kim is from the Panhandle near Pensacola. I have no idea where that is. We have some friends that live kind of by, we always fly into St. Pete to visit them, but they don't live in St. Pete. But designer series paper sale the month of October. There are 15% off on multiple different packs of paper, so check that out. If you shop with me, Mattia. Okay, Mattia. Thank you. Glad to have you here. If you go to theplaidpoodle.com and hit on the Shop Now button, it'll take you to my Stampin' Up! Store, and you'll be able to see that sale. You'll be able to click on it and see all the different papers that are included in the sale. And then one last thing, the October Hostess, I always point wrong. This way? No, this way. Up in the top. Oh, here we go. Up here, the host code. If you shop with me online, leslie.stampinup.net in the month of October and use that host code, your name will go in for a drawing for a stamp set. If your order is over $150 though, do not use the Hostess code because you will earn your own Hostess rewards. So there's that. And you are close to Alabama in the Central Time Zone. So you're in our same time zone. Okay, here's the card we're going to make. It makes me want to sing Go On, ring those bells. You guys don't want me to sing. And it's hard to see with this camera. I wonder if I did it this way, but see how the bells are swinging here? Let me put this one up top. There. The bells are loose and they're swinging. And actually the card doesn't open up. It sits on a little tent card. It's a tent card. So I guess we could call it a swinging tent card. I have the sentiment here, and you could probably put a piece of white paper back here and put your greeting to your recipient. Okay, so let's get started because there is a few steps. I don't think it's that hard to do. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Maria. I don't think it's that hard to do. I'm using the paper from, there's just a lot of steps. The paper is, actually we're using the stamp set. We'll just go to the page in the catalog here. I think it's 30 something. 33. I did remember. I knew it was 30 something. It is the Cherish the Season bundle. If you purchase the dies and the stamp set together, you save 10%. And I'll be using the dies and the stamp set today. And I'm also using the paper that is on page 31, the 'Tis the Season 6x6 paper, and that is in the Holiday Mini catalog. If you don't have a Holiday Mini catalog, I would love to get one to you, so just comment below or leave me a direct message. So our card base is a half of an 8.5 by 11 inch piece of paper. I've cut it to be 11 inches by 4 1/4. So that's our card base. And then we're going to do the front of the card, and then we'll do the inside of the card. I'm using a piece of the Designer Series paper, the Bell print, because come on, we're going to use some bells. So I'm going to cut that to fit the front of the card at 4 inches and 5 1/4. So it's a 1/4 of an inch smaller than the card front. I didn't get a lot of things cut before we came on because I was experimenting. So you're going to get to see me cut some things today. And I think my laptop is causing a shadow here, so I'm going to move that back. Try to get that. Things are falling, ladies. Okay, then I'm going to just adhere this paper to the card front. I have torn everything out of my craft room to get ready for the sale, and it is a mess. So there is stuff stacked up everywhere. So I'm excited to get it over, and I'm so glad I was able to reschedule. Most everything is gently used, but there are some brand new items as well that I just didn't get around to using. So there's that. Okay, then I'm using the Layering Circles dies to cut. Basically, I'm going to use this circle die. And I will have all this information on my blog later, the measurements and which die I used and all that. To cut the center out of the front. And I am going to grab some washi tape. Just so it doesn't shift on me in the machine. Okay. So I'm using my trusty Big Shot. And I'm opening the card. I don't want to cut the back. I'm just going to go through the 2 layers on the front. I'll leave that out because we're going to use that in a little bit. I'm going to gently remove this washi tape. Here we go. I'm going to lose that, so I think I'll stick that back over here on my magnet. So there is our front, and I wanted to frame it out just to make it a little prettier. So I went ahead before we all got started and I cut a scallop frame to put on that using the next largest die from that Layering Circles die set. And like I said, I will have all of this up on my blog, theplaidboodle.com, later this afternoon for the measurements and all the materials I used and all the stuff. So check back over there if you'd like to make one of these cards yourself. If you don't have the bells, this would be a fun set, I thought, for Halloween, to have a little moon, maybe swinging back and forth, or a pumpkin. Just trying to think of different things you could make with this card. Okay, there's the little frame. Now we're going to make the mechanism that goes inside that causes the bells to swing. And to do that, I'm using, let me get the measurements correct. Here they are. I'm using a 1/2 inch wide by 1.5 inch long piece of, I'm using the cherry cobbler to match my card base. Yes, I was thinking a pumpkin Maria would be really cute in the middle. Or fall leaves for the autumn time. Okay, I am going to score this. Let me look at my cheat sheet so I do it right. This is the 1/2 inch by 1.5 inch piece of cherry cobbler, and I'm scoring it at 1/4, 3/4, and 1 1/4. So you're making 4 little sections. Oh, a bat or a ghost would be adorable. Now, while we've got our Simply Score tool out, let's make our tent, little tent piece. And for that, you're going to need a piece of 4 1/4 by 2 1/2. 4 1/4 by 2 1/2. And we're going to score it on the 2 1/2 inch side. And I'm going to score it at 1/2, 1 1/4, and 2. And I'm going to set that aside till we're ready for it and hope I don't lose it. Okay, here's our little mechanism that I did for. We're going to fold it in half. And then these little tabs on the end, we're going to fold it back. So it makes kind of a, would that be a W? I don't know if you guys can see it. So I basically folded it in half, and then I folded these little tabs back up. And this is going to be our mechanism. And I'm going to glue it together in the middle. So we've got like a little T going on. I'm going to put my glue upside down so it doesn't. Now we're going to take a hole punch, and I'm using an 1/8 of an inch hole punch. I hate to dig around in here because I know that makes a lot of noise for you guys. And I'm going to put a hole right, these are the little tabs that we left loose. I'm going to put a hole in this little section that we glued together. Right in the middle of that. So it looks like that. Then we have these little tabs. And what we're going to do is adhere these little tabs right on the fold. This dark cardstock's hard to see. Right on the fold, right in the center there. So the little piece with the hole punched out kind of hangs down. That's what we're going to attach our little movement piece to. So once again, I'm going to use a strong adhesive. I'm using multi-purpose liquid glue. My favorite liquid glue. Scooch this over a little bit. Okay. It's kind of hard to see because my cardstock's so dark. But can you see now? It kind of sticks up there. I did it right on the fold. There's the hole. If we turned our card inside out, that's what it would look like. We've got it adhered to this side and this side. I hope that makes sense to y'all. Okay, now I'm going to put my paper on the inside, and I just use kind of a very, my camera's not focusing very well today. Just a very small print paper from that collection. And I need my trimmer again. Here it is. Try not to unplug my camera. And once again, we need this to be 4 by 5 1/4. It's going to be 1/4 of an inch smaller than the actual card base. And act as a background to our card. Okay, so now I'm going to adhere that to the inside of the card, just to be the background for the little bells. And I'm just going to use some, I keep grabbing the wrong one, just some regular Stampin' Seal for this one. So I had my heat on earlier in the week, and now I have my AC on today because it's supposed to get up to 88. We had all of our windows open yesterday. It was so nice. I love being able to do that. But I thought 88, I better get the AC on, and it's going right now. Okay, so there's our little card. Now we're going to put, I wonder if let's do our stamping first. I wanted to, this is the stamp set I'm using. And these are the coordinating dies. Cherish the Season. We're going to use these 2 dies. They cut out these two bells. Then you have some greenery dies. These little doo-wops are for like the middle of your bells to give them a little texture. And then here's a teeny tiny little bell, a medium-sized bell, and there's a large bell somewhere that I was going to use, but then I changed my mind. It's here somewhere. Oh, here it is. This one's real pretty. I wanted to use these bells on some silver foil, but I'm out of silver foil. I think I used it all for my card class to go last month, and I need to get some more in here. So I am going to stamp these two images onto Whisper White paper, and I'm going to heat emboss them with silver foil or silver embossing powder. So we're going to use Versamark ink, my little coffee filter, some silver embossing powder, and I've got my little embossing buddy just in case. We'll get some static off of here. Okay, and then the stamps, those are the most important things. Okay. I just grabbed a scrap of Whisper White cardstock. I didn't really measure it for accuracy. And I've got my ceiling fan on, so this should be interesting with the embossing powder. Did y'all see how it kind of blew? Oh gosh. Not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, this is going to make a little bit of noise. I apologize. I'm going to heat it up a little bit. Okay, there's our two little bells. We're going to have to die cut those out. I don't want anything shifting, so I'm going to use a piece of washi tape. I can't wait until the Stampin' Up! The mini Stampin' Emboss machine comes out, because it'll be so much easier to do this under the camera for you all with the smaller one, because we sure didn't need this big one for these two little things. So I am really anxious for that. Alrighty, I'm going to throw that in there so it don't get misplaced. Now, I've got my ornaments, and we're going to make a little window sheet, strip of window sheet to adhere them onto. And I did a 3/8 inch, and then I just figured out how long I wanted it to be once I figured out where I wanted my bells to be. So I'm just going to cut a 3-inch piece of window sheet. If you don't have window sheet, you know, the plastic containers that things come in, you know, salads and things from the grocery store. if you save those and wash them, you can use those in place of window sheet too. I've done that before. Now, so that our little swinging thing, mechanism, swings, we want to round the corners. It's very important that you round. You don't want to leave this square at the top. And so I just took my paper snips, and it doesn't look pretty, but I just took all the sharp edges off and kind of rounded it so that they don't get in the way of this swinging. That makes sense. And then I'm going to punch a hole in that end of our window sheet, the one I trimmed out. And my hole punch likes to grab onto this window sheet and not let go. There we go. All right, now we're going to use a brad, just a small brad. And this is way longer than I'm going to need. I'm just going to trim it off after I figure out where I want my bells to fall on the card. So I'm just going to take a small brad, and it's not going to show, so it doesn't matter what color or anything about that because it's hidden under there. And put it up through the little hole that we just made, and then this goes on the back of our mechanism. So I'm going to put my brad through. Where did it go? It just flew. Oh my gosh. Probably on the floor, or you guys are looking at it. I'm trying to use these tiny brads. But I think any brad would do. I wonder if it would swing better with a medium size. I'm going to try a medium size and see if it swings more. Mine seems to be swinging pretty good. Let's try this again. Okay, I'm going to stick it through the back, and then there we go. So that the brad is coming up through, I hope that shows. And then I don't want to make it real tight like you normally would, so I'm going to stick my snips in there and fold that down. I want to leave some space so that this is loose. It does swing a lot looser with that bigger brad. So, yay. Okay, I took a mini dimensional. I'm going to get this red cardstock out so you can see. And I adhered these bells together with a mini Stampin' Dimensional. I just kind of stuck one in the corner of this smaller one. And just made it look like it was kind of swinging together, but it's got a little bit of dimension. And then I decided where I wanted this to fall on. I want it to be in the middle of that circle, right? So that looks about right where I want it to be. So I'm going to trim off this, I'm just eyeballing it. Trim off this window sheet a little bit. And then I'm going to put some strong adhesive on the back of these bells, and this is, I'm using Stampin' Seal Plus. It's the real strong adhesive by Stampin' Up. I've got a goober on one of my fingernails. I'm going to close the card again and just stick those bells right on the window sheet. Now they're going to swing back and forth. Sometimes when you close the card, it tightens up your brad. So just loosen that up a little bit. Once we add our tint portion at the bottom, it should keep it from doing that, which is what we're going to do next. Actually, let's put our bow on before we put this all together. So I am using for the bow some, I think this is Real Red. Yes, Real Red braided linen trim. And I really like it because you can pull it apart and it looks kind of like a web. I don't know if you can see that. I'll hold it up here in a minute. See how it kind of, you can pull it apart and give it a little bit of texture. Make the bow a little bit bigger, or you can leave it small and do it like a kind of like a linen thread. But I'm going to open mine up a little bit. I'm just making a tiny little bow because my bells aren't that big. I'm going to spread this bow a little bit. And then I'm just going to put it on there with a mini glue dot. Trim these up a little bit. Okay. Now we're ready to add our little tent part. So you're going to fold the it's 4 1/4 by 2 something, 2 1/2. Fold it in half on that score line, and then each one on the side you're going to fold back up. So you're going to have a mountain and 2 valleys. It's going to look like this. You see how that might be going to work? And then we're going to put some strong adhesive on each of these little outer strips. So I am going to take some Stampin' Seal Plus. And then put one side on the front of the card. You know what, guys? I did this backwards. This needs to go up. I put this on the wrong side. Woo! Glad that came loose. Okay. It's got to go like this, and this has to go here. Okay. You want your mountain to go up. Okay. So that's the back, and then you can just kind of close the front and get that adhered onto there. We're almost done. That cute, and then it stands up. and your little bells go back and forth. And if you find that you tighten that brad, just loosen it up a little bit more. Okay, for the tag, it's gonna be easy peasy. We're just gonna stamp a little greeting from the stamp set. I'm using Merry Christmas with Cherry Cobbler ink. I pulled the color out of the paper. And I believe this is 3/4 inches by 3.5. And then I'm using my handy dandy punch to punch each end. And then I've got a 1 inch by 3 3/4 inch piece of Cherry Cobbler, and I'm going to punch each end of that. That's going to make my tag. And I was going to bump it up with a dimensional, but then I decided that the card, when I mail it, is going to be pretty bulky anyway, so I did not bump anything up on the sentiment tag. I just adhered it right on. I layered these 2 labels, and then I just put it on the front of the card. Right down at the bottom in the middle. Okay, that's the card. I wish you could see it better. So that is our swinging tent fold card is what I'm calling it. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for taking time out of your day. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I wish you a blessed day. And we'll see you Monday at 2 p.m. for Make It Monday. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Kim. Bye-bye.